My name is Ethel. You want to know how long I've been living? I'm past 90. It's the first trip I ever took to Europe. I took with another gal whom I didn't particularly care for. But she wanted company on the trip, and I figured if I didn't go with her, who knows when I would get to go. And while we were there, we stayed in a rooming house or something. There was this woman who had a big bassoon. And when we checked in, she says, "You have to be here before 12 o'clock at night because I closed the door." And the room we had was, I think, smaller than this one. And we had wooden beds, like, with eider down and a heavy pillow. And the sink was in the room, but the bathroom was down the hall. But for $5, what do you want? I also ended up going to, have you ever heard of Bakerloo in London? I got friendly with a Italian guy who came back to London because he had been a prisoner of war there. And he obviously didn't have any money. So we ended up kind of going steady. I'd go to the museum, he'd sit outside and wait for me. And it was fun. And then before I was going home, I wanted to take him out to dinner. But if you know Italian guys, their ego is, he couldn't afford to pay for it. I wanted to treat him. Wouldn't let me.
How was going to Israel for the first time and seeing all this stuff?
There was a feeling of belonging and relating to people and kind of feeling at home. I wanted to go back, I wanted to see more of it, but somehow every time we thought of going back, they were fighting. So we never made it. I felt very much at home. It felt belonging, it felt comfortable, which I didn't feel in other places. I was interested in other places. I liked other places. I related to other places, but not the same. Right now, if you want to do something, I'm not talking about craziness or drugs or anything, but if you want to do something, don't postpone. If you have the money and you have the time and you have the opportunity to do it, do it. You're never sorry for what you do, but you are sorry for what you forgot. I have lots of regrets. I'd rather not talk about them. Find that as you go travel and you meet people, they're not much different than you are. And it kind of broadens the way you think about things and changes what your attitudes maybe make you more accepting of other people than you would be if you hadn't traveled. Because if you don't travel, the other person is the other, and he's unknown, and he may be frightening. But if you travel and you meet people, you find they're not that different. There are lousy ones and there are decent ones.